Hi everybody, today you're going to see how I make my strawberry dessert. It doesn't even really have a name. I don't know, I've never been told what the name is. It's something that my grandfather taught my father taught me. And it's something that is so simple and easy to make, yet I don't know why more people don't make it because it is just the sweetest and nicest dessert I've ever had. This is it. It's literally just strawberries kind of marinated in their own strawberry sauce that you just make using two things. And it looks really simple, and it is really simple, but it tastes amazing. Trust me, you definitely have to try it. So stay tuned to watch how to make it. Hi everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Rebecca's Delights. And thank you for everyone on Facebook who helped me come up with the name. And so, as you know, the theme for this week is strawberries. And today I'm going to show you how to make a really easy strawberry dessert. And this is something that my father taught to me and his father taught to him. So it's just kind of passed along, I guess, in my family, and I hope that you guys can pass it along too. If you don't know what the July video extravaganza is, make sure to check the playlist down below. So on to what you need. The only ingredients you're going to need is strawberries and sugar. I like to use 1 packet of strawberries, but with this recipe you can use as many as you want or as little as you want. Once you know how to do it, you kind of just do it. You don't really need exact measurements. And then sugar, that also depends on how much you're going to use, and I'll show you why in a second. Now the other things you're going to need is a knife, a spoon, something to cut on. I have a cutting board, but you can just put it on a plate if you want. Some sort of bowl, it doesn't matter what kind of bowl, what size, it just depends on how much you want to use. And since we're not going to be putting this in the oven or anything, it can be even be Tupperware. And then the last thing you're going to need is saran wrap, cling wrap, just any sort of plastic thing. You could even use tin foil to cover it while you have it sitting. So first, make sure to wash your strawberries. Now how you want to cut them really depends on you and how you want them to be cut. This recipe is so easy and so variable depending on the person that you can really do almost anything that you want to it. It's really the easiest thing to do. So I like to cut them into a lot of really small pieces, but if you want bigger chunks, then that's totally up to you. So now I'm just going to cut the strawberries. First I just take off their leaves and I put it aside because we're going to need leaves for an experiment that we're doing on Friday on Rebecca Kelsey. Now we're just going to start cutting them into tiny pieces. I usually cut off this part here. Okay, and then just scooch it aside. So now that we have all the strawberries cut up, we're going to use the sugar. Now basically, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do first, and then I'm going to show you. We're going to take the sugar and your spoon, and we're going to put a fine layer, just 1 layer of sugar all across your bowl. Then we're going to put a layer of strawberries, then another layer of sugar, and another layer of strawberries, etc. until you're out of strawberries. And then you top it off with more sugar on top. What this is going to do is it's going to seep into the strawberries and it's going to extract the strawberry juice. So then we're going to take all of that, put it in the fridge, wait a couple of hours, and the strawberries are going to be basically marinating in their own juices. So it's going to make them extremely sweet. And then we're going to scoop them all together and have it as a dessert. So now I'll get in a little closer so I can show you how I do it. So now I'm just going to take the sugar and then just put some on the plate, and just try and get an even layer. If it's not entirely even, it's okay, as long as you just have sugar all along the bottom for the strawberries to touch. Now we're going to just use our hands and deposit some strawberries as a bottom layer. I would make sure to take off all of your jewelry, like I'm not wearing my engagement ring, because you're going to get your hands sticky. So that's about how many I'm going to put on the first layer. How much you put is up to you. So now I'm just going to take another layer of sugar with my spoon and dust it on top of this. Now obviously this goes without saying, but since this involves a lot of sugar, if you shouldn't have sugar, then you definitely should not be using this because basically all of the ingredients is sugar. So now I've covered it all in a fine layer. Let me zoom in so you can see. See, I've covered the strawberries in a fine layer of sugar. See, it kind of looks like they're snowy. Now I'm going to add more strawberries and do it again. So that is all of the rest of the strawberries. Now just one more layer of sugar. So this is going to be the sweetest dessert you are ever going to try. But I am just the kind of person that loves sweets. I am in love with sweets. Now if you see, now let me zoom you guys in closer, because if you can see this, it's actually already working. You see how the strawberries are kind of sweaty looking? That's because the sugar is like kind of absorbing into the strawberries and all of the juices are going to be coming out of the strawberries. So it's already actually starting to work. The last two steps, I'm going to cover it in cling wrap. And now we're going to put this in the fridge and have it sit for 2 or 3 hours. So now our dessert, our strawberries, are marinating in the fridge. They're basically marinating in sugar. So it's going to be an extremely sweet dessert that I know that you guys are going to like. So now we have to wait for 2 or 3 hours. That's usually the minimum that I wait. Sometimes I let it sit overnight. So I'm just going to clean up this mess, do some homework, and I will be right back. This is the strawberries waiting for us. Let's take a peek. See, look how all the juices are kind of settling at the bottom. So let's just wait a little longer. So I have it in the fridge. No one knows it's ready yet. Look, do not eat. Love, Rebecca. Let me show you what it looks like when it's done. I ended up waiting 5 hours instead of 3 because I feel like it just gives like the optimum amount. See all those juices down there? It's so good. So you're supposed to eat the strawberries and juices together. So I'm gonna go grab a bowl.